Our world is a tapestry woven with threads of creation and sometimes of cessation. We build, we inhabit, we thrive. But what happens when the human tide recedes, leaving behind structures once filled with life, now standing silent, surrendering to the slow embrace of time and nature? These are not mere ruins, they are monuments to moments past, to industries faded, to communities dispersed. They are places where the echoes of human endeavor still whisper on the wind, telling tales of what once was and what now, in their quiet solitude, they have become. What if I told you there are places so eerie, so profoundly marked by their desertion, they've been left behind forever? These are not just empty spaces, they are potent atmospheres, heavy with history and the poignant beauty of decay. We shall embark on a journey to 10 such locations, each with its own unique story, its own particular chill that settles deep within the bones. From forgotten cities to forsaken islands, these are the landscapes of abandonment. You won't believe number 1. Prepare yourselves, as we peel back the layers of dust and overgrowth, to witness the stark, often unsettling beauty of these forsaken realms. Each stands as a testament, not only to human ambition and folly, but also to the relentless, quiet power of the natural world to reclaim what was once its own. Join me, as we explore these haunting vestiges of human presence, now surrendered to the elements and the passage of years. #10 Pripyat, Ukraine. Our first destination takes us to a place synonymous with sudden catastrophic abandonment, Pripyat in Ukraine. Once a bustling modern city home to nearly 50,000 souls, its fate was sealed in April of 1986. The Chernobyl nuclear disaster, an event that sent shockwaves across the globe, forced an immediate and permanent evacuation. The inhabitants left with little, expecting to return, but they never would. What remains is a city frozen at the precise moment of its demise, a chilling snapshot of Soviet life abruptly terminated. Imagine the silence that descended, broken only by the wind, whistling through shattered panes of glass and the rustle of papers still strewn across office desks. Schoolrooms sit with books open on tables, lessons unfinished. Toys lie scattered in kindergarten floors awaiting hands that will never retrieve them. The iconic Ferris wheel, intended for May Day celebrations that never came, stands as a stark, silent sentinel against the gray sky, a poignant symbol of joy interrupted and a future that was not to be. Yet in this human absence, another form of life has begun to assert itself. Nature, in its tenacious way, is slowly, inexorably reclaiming Pripyat. #9 Hashima Island, Japan. From the irradiated plains of Ukraine, we journey east to the coastal waters of Japan, where a most peculiar island rises from the waves, Hashima, more commonly known as Gunkanjima, or Battleship Island. Its silhouette, stark and formidable against the often turbulent sea, truly does resemble a warship. But this was no military outpost. It was once one of the most densely populated places on Earth, a hub of undersea coal mining, a city packed onto a tiny fortified rock. For nearly a century, Hashima pulsed with human activity. Thousands of workers and their families lived in towering concrete apartment blocks, crammed into narrow alleyways, creating a vertical city that defied the ocean's might. Schools, shops, a hospital, even a cinema, all existed within its seawalls. A self-contained world dedicated to extracting the black diamonds from beneath the seabed. Life was undoubtedly harsh, the conditions cramped, but a vibrant, resilient community thrived here, bound together by shared purpose and isolation. Then, in 1974, the coal ran out, the mine closed, and with its closure the island's lifeblood was severed. The evacuation was swift. Within weeks, Hashima was deserted, left to the mercy of typhoons and the relentless corrosive power of the salt-laden air. #8 Belitz Heilstatten Hospital, Germany. We now travel to the forests outside Berlin, Germany, to a sprawling complex that exudes an atmosphere of both grandeur and profound unease, the Belitz Heilstatten Hospital. Originally conceived as a state-of-the-art sanatorium for tuberculosis patients at the turn of the 20th century, its elegant architecture, now succumbing to decay, hints at a time of medical optimism and stately care. Long, airy corridors and spacious rooms were designed for healing, bathed in sunlight. But the history of Belitz Heilstatten is far more complex and shadowed than its initial purpose suggests. It served as a military hospital during both World Wars, treating soldiers from the front lines. Famously, a young Adolf Hitler was a patient here after being wounded in World War I. #7 Bodie, California. Our journey now takes us across the Atlantic to the arid high desert plains of California, to a place where the spirit of the Wild West seems to linger in the very dust body. This is not just any ghost town, it is a town preserved in a state of arrested decay, a deliberate effort to keep it as it was when the last residents departed. Once a bustling gold mining town, notorious for its lawlessness and rough charm, Bodie boomed in the late 19th century. Imagine the clamor of its heyday, saloons overflowing, the clatter of mining equipment, the hopes and dreams of thousands who flocked here seeking fortune. At its peak, Bodie boasted a population of nearly 10,000, with all the trappings of a frontier metropolis: hotels, churches, a notorious red light district, and inevitably a cemetery that filled quickly. But like many boom towns, its prosperity was fleeting. As the gold dwindled, so did the population. What makes Bodie so captivating is its authenticity. #6 Oradour-sur-Glane, France. We now travel to a place of profound solemnity and sorrow in the heart of France, the village of Oradour-sur-Glane. This is not a site abandoned due to economic decline or natural disaster, but one preserved as a permanent, chilling memorial to an atrocity. In June 1944, during the Second World War, this peaceful village was the scene of a horrific massacre by Nazi SS troops. Hundreds of men, women, and children were brutally murdered, and the village itself was razed. After the war, French President Charles de Gaulle ordered that Oradour-sur-Glane be left exactly as it was found after the massacre. A new village was built nearby, but the ruins of the old Oradour stand untouched, a permanent, silent testament to the horrors of that day. Walking through its skeletal remains is an experience unlike any other. Burnt-out cars, including the doctor's Peugeot, still sit where they were engulfed by flames. #5 Chateau Miranda, Belgium. Our next destination takes us to the Ardennes region of Belgium, to what was once a fairy tale edifice, the neo-Gothic Chateau Miranda, also known as Chateau de Noisy. With its soaring turrets, ornate carvings, and imposing silhouette, it looked as though it had sprung from the pages of a romantic novel. Built in the 19th century by the Liedekerke de Beaufort family, who fled their previous home during the French Revolution, it was intended as a luxurious summer residence. The chateau's story, however, took several turns. During and after World War II, it was briefly occupied by German forces and later transformed into an orphanage and holiday camp for sickly children, run by the National Railway Company of Belgium. For many years, the laughter and cries of children echoed through its grand halls, a stark contrast to its aristocratic origins. This period added another layer of human history to its stone walls, a time of care and community within its imposing structure. By the late 20th century, maintaining such a vast and aging structure became prohibitively expensive. #4 Centralia, Pennsylvania. Chapter 7 Centralia, Pennsylvania, the town above the inferno. We now venture to a place in Pennsylvania, USA that appears on the surface deceptively ordinary in its desolation, yet harbors an extraordinary and relentless secret beneath its soil: Centralia. This was once a small, unassuming mining town, like many in the region. But in 1962, a fire ignited in an abandoned coal mine beneath the town, a fire that, despite numerous attempts to extinguish it, continues to burn to this very day, more than half a century later. The origins of the fire are somewhat debated, perhaps a trash fire that spread to a coal seam, but its consequences are undeniable and devastating. Slowly, insidiously, the underground inferno spread, heating the ground, releasing noxious gases and creating sinkholes that could swallow unsuspecting victims. The earth itself became treacherous, a hidden menace lurking just beneath the surface of everyday life for the residents of Centralia. As the years passed and the dangers became more apparent and widespread, the town was gradually evacuated. #3 The SS Airfield, Australia. Chapter 8 The SS Airfield, Australia, the Floating Forest. Our next destination offers a rather different yet equally compelling vision of abandonment and reclamation. We travel to Homebush Bay near Sydney, Australia, a place once heavily industrialized, now home to an unexpected and strangely beautiful sight, the wreck of the SS Airfield. This is not just a rusting hulk, it is a vibrant, living ecosystem, a floating forest that has taken root in the decaying shell of a once mighty ship. The SS Airfield, a 1,140-ton steam collier, has a storied past. Built in the United Kingdom in 1911, it served during World War II as a transport ship for the Australian military, carrying supplies to American troops in the Pacific. After its wartime service, it continued its working life, eventually being brought to Homebush Bay in the 1970s, destined for a shipbreaking yard that never fully completed its task. #2 Hutuan, China. Chapter 9. Hutuan, China, the village swallowed by green. We journey now to the Shaanxi archipelago, off the eastern coast of China, to an island called Shengshan. Here, nestled in a cove, lies the astonishing village of Hutuan. Once a thriving fishing community, home to several hundred families, it has, in recent decades, been almost entirely consumed by nature, transformed into a breathtaking spectacle of green. The reasons for its abandonment are common to many remote communities. In the 1990s, as China's economy boomed, the residents of Hutuan began to leave. The village was remote, access was difficult, and the small harbor could not easily accommodate larger fishing vessels. Better opportunities for education, employment, and modern conveniences beckoned from the mainland. #1 North Brother Island, New York. Chapter 10. North Brother Island, New York, the forbidden island of quarantine. For our final destination, we arrive at a place surprisingly close to one of the world's most populous cities, yet a world away in its isolation and somber history, North Brother Island, nestled in the East River, New York City. This small, unassuming island, now overgrown and strictly off-limits to the public, holds a chilling past as a place of quarantine, confinement, and forgotten souls. Its proximity to the bustling metropolis only amplifies its sense of eerie detachment. Its primary role, beginning in the late 19th century, was as the site of Riverside Hospital, a facility dedicated to isolating and treating individuals with contagious diseases like smallpox, tuberculosis, and typhoid fever. Perhaps its most famous or infamous resident was Typhoid Mary Mallon, an asymptomatic carrier of typhoid who was forcibly quarantined here for much of her adult life, eventually dying on the island. And so our journey through these 10 remarkable and often unsettling abandoned places comes to a close. From the silent, irradiated streets of Pripyat to the forbidden, overgrown shores of North Brother Island, we have witnessed the diverse ways in which human endeavor can fall silent, and how nature, with its quiet persistence, often reclaims what was once its own. These are not just empty shells, they are potent reminders of history, of lives lived, and of the relentless passage of time that transforms all things. Each location with its unique story and atmosphere leaves an indelible mark. The chilling stillness, the poignant remnants of past lives, the sheer scale of decay, or the unexpected beauty of nature's resurgence. These elements combine to create a profound and often deeply moving experience. Which place creeped you out the most? Was it the vastness of a city frozen in time, or the intimate decay of a single, forgotten structure? Let us know in the comments. If these explorations into the eerie and the abandoned have captured your imagination, and you wish to uncover more such spooky discoveries from around our planet, do hit that like button and subscribe to Top 10 Trends for further journeys into the fascinating and the forgotten. And for more glimpses into the forgotten and the fascinating, find us on TikTok. The link is in the description below. Until next time, may your curiosity continue to lead you to the world's hidden corners.